everyone, welcome to Wager Talk. My name is Minty Betts, and joining me today is Drew Martin at Drew Martin Betts on Twitter, and Tony Finn at Wager Talk on Twitter. Give him a follow on Twitter. This Sunday, we've got the battle for the AFC, the Tennessee Titans versus the Kansas City Chiefs. I like the Chiefs, and I like the over. What are your thoughts, Drew?
I agree with you on one of those, Minty,
Okay,
and that would be towards the over. Of all the games talking about today, I like the this game towards the over, 52.5 as we're talking right now on Wednesday, Minty.
Okay.
Sidewise, you know, you can speak towards both sides here. Kansas City's won 7 straight games, both straight up and against the spread since losing at Tennessee, who they're playing here. They lost 35-32. Kansas City, interesting note here, the Chiefs were favored by 5 and a total of 49 in that game. So a little bit of change here with the Chiefs 7.5 at home, however, in the total 52.5, even 53 out there probably across the marketplace. So a big bump up on the total of 4 points. I think it's very warranted though. I mean, when you look at Tennessee and their weaknesses, it's the red zone defense, ranked number 28th in the NFL. And if you're going to beat the Chiefs and stop them offensively, you got to hold them to field goals somehow. And the Titans really haven't been able to do that. And a big reason why, they're ranked number 20th, Minty, in their sack rate. Our friend Jonathan Van Tobel came out with these stats, so kind of taking them from them and using them. And I've actually bet this total towards the over of 52.5. Nice. And when you combine that with the fact if Kansas City has a weakness here, it's yards per carry allowed. So their defense stopping the opposing rushing attack, ranked number 29 in the NFL. So what Tennessee does good, Kansas City has trouble stopping. And likewise for the Tennessee defense and the Kansas City offense, I think all of that put together points towards the over here. Now, of course, always looking to, hey, how can this go wrong? You know, where is my handicap wrong? One thing that I do bring into my handicap that I haven't heard a lot of other handicappers talk about, and it's going to be cold in Kansas City. Looks about 20 degrees with about 10 miles per hour winds projected.
A little breezy.
I like to look where the quarterbacks grew up and where they played most of their football throughout their career. Because if they're mostly warm weather, that is kind of a pump the brakes on them performing well. And sure enough, Patrick Mahomes from Tyler, Texas, played at Texas Tech, then to Kansas City. Still a young guy, has played in some cold weather games, but not a lot. Ryan Tannehill, on the other hand, both Texas quarterbacks, which usually is a good thing, from Lubbock, Texas, then played at Texas A&M, wide receiver and quarterback, then down in Miami for 8 years. So not a lot of cold weather games for him. He didn't perform all that well when he was in cold weather, so it's something that worries me. However, I just think that there's more stats pointing towards the over, so I did put 1 unit on the over, Minty.
I like it. Tony Finn.
Mahomes won a game this year in snow, with, at Kansas City.
Yes.
What kind of slushy snow? If there's an edge here, and they're really in examining this game. If you do adjusted defensive rankings, you'll find, at least mine, Kansas City has a better defense than Tennessee. Special teams, not even close. In fact, if you have any respect and interest in Football Outsiders, for instance, Kansas City's number 2 special teams. Tennessee's number 29. A lot of it has to do with the speed of punter, Colquitt, and butt kicker, the kicker.
Butker?
Jeez. And I think there's no question. I mean, as good as Tannehill's been, quarterback edge goes to Kansas City. Receiver, if I ask you who the 3 leading receivers were when the Titans beat Baltimore, it'd be Smith, Pruitt, and I can't remember, but none. Those 3 guys combined for 699 yards on the year, total, the 3 of them. Tannehill threw for less than 10 completions in both games. They lived and died on Henry. And not just Henry, guys. If we look at the New England game, if you want to be really picky and you want to pinpoint a key play that probably led them to victory, and that was they did it first. That Tom Brady and the Patriots have never failed to score a touchdown on 1st and 1. 1st and goal from the 1. Never. Has always been a touchdown in the history of Brady and the Patriots. They didn't score.
Wow.
Yeah, and if you remember that game, they also had a Tannehill power sweep route for a touchdown. And that may have been Baltimore. But in Baltimore, they've scored off of turnovers. They've been fortunate, and you know, you create your own luck to some degree. But Baltimore had 530 yards offense. They couldn't get out of their own way. Had a couple of unfortunate bounces and scored 12 points. So if you look at what Tennessee did, all of a sudden Tennessee's this defensive legend all of a sudden, and it's just not accurate.
Yeah.
If you look at Kansas City's defense against the run, and he's absolutely right as far as average, we can go back to Minnesota. When Cook and Chiefs were facing Cook, he was the leading rusher in the NFL at that point. And of his 21 carries, 10 of them were for 2 yards or less because of what listen, Spags has done a lot of adjustments, and he'll adjust his defensive scheme to the opponents and their strengths. And you're going to see Kansas City really, really big up front in this line, and they're going to say, listen, if you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us the same way we're going to beat you. Tannehill's going to have to throw to 3 receivers or 4. And again, they got a rookie. That's a pretty good receiver, but for the most part, they're going to make Tannehill beat them through the air. Can he do it? We're going to find out. But if it's going to be me and you, and you get Mahomes and I get Tannehill, I'm betting on you.
Makes sense. Yeah, he's probably the best quarterback left. I mean, maybe Aaron Rodgers or
so
Mahomes.
In a nutshell, can Tennessee score 35 points, 40 points? Because that's what it's going to take to win this game.
So you like the over, too?
I do, absolutely, without question. Yeah.
Chiefs in the over. Let's go. All right, $2 Tuesday. Every Tuesday, get the hottest handicappers' best bet for just $2 at both WagerTalk.com and our sister site, SportsMemo.com.